Hey, how y'all doing today? Hope you're doing well, and if not, I hope that maybe in some small way help make it better. Today's going to be an interesting one. I just had this little video. I was starting a series of like these small, I don't know, marshmallow people, chibi size, whatever, that I was going to do all in monochrome and just, do a little series on that. But yeah, stuff happens. And I ended up not getting around to that. So these two characters are the only ones that I did. I did one in blue and one in orange. And yeah. The first one's like some sort of secret agent lady, maybe, I don't know. And the other one's like some kind of fun robot or something, I don't know. Just some bizarre little characters I drew. I was trying something different, trying a different art style, and do them all in monochrome and stuff. But yeah, the rest of the video is going to be a bunch of clips of art that I've done digitally and don't have videos for, but I just wanted to do like reviews on them anyway. But I put this together so long ago that I kind of forgot what's in it, and now that I'm finally getting around to doing the audio recording, well, it's been a while. So we'll find out together. So that is a character I did, sort of a fantasy setting. He's supposed to be a giant. I remember doing that back in college, probably like 2015, 2016, and it was one of my first early experiments of like, well, scanning it in and using a like Cintiq to draw over the picture. It's one of the ones where I scanned it into the computer and then drew on top of it. And honestly, for a first try, I think that this turned out really well, really good looking. As you can see, the different phases that I went through to add different details to it. I added mud and battle damage, some blood, and yeah, I wish I could remember. I really like the way that the inking turned out on that. I wish I could remember exactly how I did it, but yeah. And that's the background and stuff, and this was one of my early experiments with Cintiqs and scanning in a drawing that I did as a sketch. But yeah, there it is. I think I added in some smoke. That's a lot of smoke. Oh, okay, I see. That's just a layer of smoke. Gonna put that over the top of it and make it a little lighter, I think. Yeah, it's heavy smoke there. And then I think... but anyway, yeah, so that's like from a sort of fantasy setting. There, I made the smoke a little more transparent. So those are all the different layers that I put into this thing. I did so many different layers, and I don't remember how long it took me to do that. But it's from a fantasy story that I had. It's like the Black Elf, which you'll see quite a few from it, this one included. This was one that I scanned into the computer, and I colored that in paint.net with a mouse, I think. I drew all the like characters and the background and stuff, and then my brother, I drew the outline of the tree, and then he drew the tree for me because he's really good at drawing trees. And then I colored it all in on paint.net. The other one was Photoshop. Here's another one. That's the Black Elf character. He's got black hair, apparently. It's like a thing I got from, I think it's The Prisoner of Zenda. The black-haired guy was called like Rupert the Black or something like that. Or no, that was the other character. Anyway, but yeah. But it was something that I wanted to do, some sort of fantasy story about these elves that came to Earth or something. And that sword there, you can see he gets that from the giant in the other picture. So this was like a whole bunch of concept sketches that I did for characters from that universe. And this one I scanned into the computer and painted also. Which I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out, but yeah, looking at it now, I think the proportions on his body, he's got like a really long body, but I shouldn't have pointed that out because also the shield's like really small, but I don't know. It's kind of funny because like I actually made that shield or a shield like that in real life, and yeah, it turned out huge. Which you'll see that when I get to the I think fairy forest drawings are in here. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, these were some concept designs for a robot that I created, and it was for a cyberpunk story that I wanted to do, but we also used it in a video that we made back in college called Guardian, which is on my YouTube channel, and I'll put a link to that. It was pretty neat because we had live action and a CGI robot composited in, so and there were some mistakes, but yeah, anyway, the background I kind of just freehanded in Photoshop, and then like of course the main character I you know, now this one here, I did all of the sketch work for this. That was completely in Photoshop. The other one, it started out on paper, I scanned it in. Oh, these guys. Yeah, these are some fun little, like, they were supposed to be like music robots or something. It was something my teacher had suggested, and I just drew these characters. They were just like, they put on like rock concerts and stuff like that. And you got the one who's the singer, the ponytail singer, and the other boombox bots. And this one actually goes on my my old business card. I actually 3D printed this character here. That's something I did for an art class, which is pretty neat. I don't remember how I got that texture, but it almost looks like some sort of like metal, like I don't know what you call it, but yeah, it was a study in perspective. Now this one is from Written in the Desert Sand, which is like sort of Indiana Jones fantasy world almost. Indiana Jones in some sort of fantasy, I don't know, in the desert. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's kind of a cool concept, and there's like this mythical giant spider or something, but count the legs of the spider. It's actually got one extra leg. But yeah, that was another one that I drew, and then I scanned it in a computer and Photoshop. I wish I could remember how I did that sand texture, but it's really neat. The colors are very vibrant here. I wish I could have found a better way to fade from the sunset into the starry sky. Oh, that... So I drew that guy on the back of a tithes envelope in church one day, but it says Space Guts because I thought, like, what if Guts from Berserk but in space? Which actually that serves as the basis, which that was all ink. I didn't do any sketching for that, and I think it turned out pretty well for just freehanding ink in pen. Normally I'm a little afraid that I'm going to mess up and not going to be able to do things. But anyway, yeah, it turned into this character here, which is like I think I was going to call it like Starlight Dying. It's a whole story about like this bounty hunter who passes on his armor to this kid there who like goes on this adventure, and like, you know, it gets really dark and stuff. But it's pretty neat concept. Like she joins like the Space Knights or something like that, and has to defend the galaxy from I don't know, drawing inspiration from like concepts in other sci-fi, obviously, because, you know, just that's what you do, is you get ideas from other people's ideas, basically. I don't know. Anyway, colored in, it looks pretty nice. There's still some like mistakes here and there, I think. But I think I was experimenting with some sort of wet brush thing, which I did for this as well. Which this is a comic book page that it was just kind of proof of concept that I did for the storyline, which I think honestly that turned out pretty decent. I was pretty happy with the way that page turned out, but wow, it was so much work. I feel like I still have a lot to learn. And Marius, yeah, that spawned out of a joke in our group chat, or we were having a Zoom meeting with some Jag TV people, and we were joking about Marius, and I don't think it was a business meeting, obviously. It was just us hanging out on Zoom, and some joke about Marius photoshops his own pictures to look better than they are, or something like that. Yeah. And then I started doing the chibi characters for the Fairy Forest characters, which I was really happy with the way that these turned out. I feel like there's still some things that I could have, it could have been a little cleaner, but but I don't know, you could say that it's like kind of like Charlie Brown or something, how the lines are a little wobbly. I was using like a cartoon brush. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the Fairy Forest characters. Well, the Marius characters and the Fairy Forest characters. I really like how these turned out. I still use that. Well, I mean, you see it on my YouTube channel right now. As of recording this video, I still use that Roger character. But anyway, yeah, I did like a whole series of drawings about just jokes of stuff that we did while we were in Jag TV, making, the end is the beginning and abstraction and some of our other projects and stuff like that. Fairy Forest. This one comes from the end is the beginning. It's the line "It takes two to tango" with Dago. Yeah. Anyway, from the 4th episode of End is Beginning. Now this is a scan of a really detailed pencil sketch drawing that I did of Toaliwa from Bionicle. And the original I actually gave to a friend of mine for his birthday because that was his favorite character, and that's probably one of the more detailed drawings of Bionicle I've done ever. But yeah, Code Goose. Yeah, on the Bionicle there's a few things that were out of proportion. But yeah, Code Goose. That comes from a joke about Code Geass. I had been watching that and kept mispronouncing Geass as geese. So yeah, then it became Code Goose, which also we use as a code for if we're about to, if there's like goose poop in our way and we want to warn somebody not to step in it. So this guy is a concept I had for like a roleplay character that I haven't played, but I haven't made this character yet because my other character never died off. So yeah, but the concept I reused in another series, the Eden Quest videos, about some guy who hides under a bush. But anyway, these are interesting. I was trying to do some lineless art. This is for a series that I was working on. That mountain turned out really good. Wow. But anyway, these were for a series, Chimera Chasers. Oh, and there's the bear. I love that bear with the 2 swords. The series that working on with Julian is like, it'd be like a comic series that we were doing some concepts for. Really cool. Hope that can come to fruition one day. And that's that turned out pretty neat. At least the the mechanical part. I was trying to do some lineless art just to try to branch out and not always, use big, thick black lines around everything. And basically, you have to shape it by color instead of by lines when you're creating by shape and color. Oh yeah, there's Professor Ramio, the my character for a roleplay thing I've been doing with some friends. Yeah, he got his hand cut off in one adventure, and I asked our dungeon master if I could just strap his knife to his stump, and we were able to do that with some ingenuity from one of the other characters. And then later he got a pirate hook and a pirate hat, and this is just like his thing as he goes on through the series. I kind of designed him to be sort of like a JoJo character or something, very flamboyant. And, he is an elf. He's actually a dark elf disguised as a high elf. Yeah, then he got some armor, and then that was like some sort of disguise, inverted colors that he did for something. I don't remember exactly what, but he was like sneaking around somewhere. And then there he is as a dark elf. Which actually did get revealed after a while. It was kind of funny. Oh, and then he got cursed to be all stinky and ugly, and he's like an ogre because he got like this cursed book or something like that. The curse got broken, so he went back to normal. But yeah, there he is. Yes, he is named after the angel from Evangelion. That was a joke in one of our roleplay adventures. The character was very distraught and confused by a revelation he had. This was some characters that I drew for a series that my brother came up with. Can't remember what it's called. Well, it'll show up. Demigods. Yeah. So the concept for the story was like the characters all just suddenly on Earth, all these people start getting powers and stuff like that, and they become demigods because like this god brings them a bunch of powers and mutates people. Like that tank robot is actually like a living person or something like that, but yeah, I think the middle guy is like fast, and then do anything you want for $15. That was a classic joke from a video that my friend Charlie and Cody made in college. I think that's the last one in this series of images, but yeah. I'll have to link you to that video too. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this, and I'm thinking about doing some more like this, where I go back through my old sketchbooks and review pictures from those, and maybe I'll pick out a few of them and redraw them. That'll be kind of a new series that I'll work on with these art videos, is kind of going through my old stuff and redrawing some of them. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.